Alright guys, so a new top 5, and today we're going to do top 5 companions in video games. I want to just give a special thank you to NYX. He is one of my Patreons who suggested this video, and thank you so much, because this one was actually really fun to go back and try to decide what companion in video games made an impact on me. And a list of companions in video games is actually tougher to make than you expect, because for every Ashley that you have in a game from Resident Evil 4, not a great companion, you have great companions that enhance the gaming experience. So my list will consist of ones who are with you pretty much all the time, or sometimes partly, or just even supporting characters that come in once in a while, but they made a huge impact that they're memorable. And that's really all that matters to me for this list. I will exclude RPG or Japanese RPG or Western RPG team members, because that's a whole separate list, like a party member in those games. To me, that's a whole separate list, which might be fun to make. So if you guys want to see that, let me know. I can do that. But other than that, let's jump right into the list. Aggro! So starting my list is Aggro from Shadow of Colossus. Having a pet-friendly companion is always an easy plus. Who doesn't love a good doggy or wolf helping you out on your adventure? But with this one, it really stuck with me because it's Aggro. And Aggro is the trusty and much needed horsey in the Shadow of Colossus games. Not only is he a key component to even getting around the large deserted area of this universe, but also you get very attached because he is the only companion in this game at all, plus he's adorable. On top of that, add on some emotional cutscenes in this game, and you have a horsey that is an instant favorite for me and many, many others.
Oh, what's that smell?
Now!
Coming in number 4 is Arteus from God of War. So, if you haven't played God of War for the PS4, or now PS5 Enhanced, it looks great, it plays great, but what it really captures is the father and son bond. It's one of the greatest bonds in video games. You really feel the emotional connection that they have, and it feels like a father and son, you know, going back and forth on this big adventure and surviving. What really is great, though, is that it's not just the story. That is great, but also the fact that your companion in this game, your son, actually does stuff. He will fight with you. He will be shooting arrows. He will be knocking out enemies. He will throw you some potions, you know, things like that that really help enhance the gameplay on top of the emotional story. So when you have both key factors, he has to end up on my list, because not only is he adorable and you want to protect him and he's your son in the story wise, but he's also a great help in the gameplay wise. So I have to say he's one of the better companions in video game history.
Hi.
Coming at number 3 is Ellie. Now, talking about a more lover's connection, this one really hit home for me. This is my favorite Prince of Persia game, and the one that I think is criminally underrated. You have an amazing companion in Ellie. She is a great help to the prince in this game. On top of the fact that she can rewind time is a pretty amazing feature, and you need her to do that, which is new for the Prince of Persia. Also, the chemistry in this game is so good between the two main leads, and it really kind of builds up to the very ending of what you have to do at the end. You do it because you see the connection between these two, and you feel it's justified through his eyes as the prince. So I really, really love this game, and I think it's one of the best examples of how to make a companion that the main character falls in love and it feels actually realistic.
I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened! What? Okay. I'm fine.
Coming at number 2 is Dexter, one of the funniest companions ever. Jack being the more serious and stoic type, sometimes brooding and dark type, depending on which Jack game you're playing, and you have Dexter hitting all those jokes while helping you do battle with his awesome combos, and of course giving you some advice here and there. Sometimes the advice isn't great, but he is one of the funniest characters. He's filled with life. He has some really great jokes that still land all these years later, but the biggest fact is he has a good heart. He's a good character. He's a good friend, and he also always wants to do right. So Maybe one day we can revisit this universe. Come on, Naughty Dog, just one more game, like a farewell, like a goodbye, like a wave and we love you. Or a different company take over and kind of give us a farewell game. But yeah, I love the dynamic in this game. I think they're best buddies, and that really works well for me.
How'd I do?
How about something a little more your size? It's for emergencies only.
And my number one choice is Ellie from Last of Us. Now, I really already knew this would be my number one even before I started the list, because the connection to these two characters is one of the best in any medium for me. And I've watched a lot, I've read a lot, I played a lot, but Ellie and Joel's connection is really unique, and it gets really messy in, you know, multiple moments in the first game and the second game. But that's what I love. I love that the relationship isn't just simple. It isn't just father and daughter. It is father and daughter, but father and daughter, like any relationship, could be really complicated. You do things for loved ones, no matter what, that could be really wrong and could hurt a lot of people, but that's okay in your eyes because your loved one is more important than them all. So I really like the connection here. On top of that, in the game, Ellie does the one great thing. She could be out in the open and the enemy is right there, and you don't get seen because guess what? She's invisible. I don't know why. I don't care why. I just love the fact that this happens because I can't stand shitty AI. So I love that. I also like the fact that she is self-efficient. She learns how to fight, and she becomes basically a little warrior into an adult warrior. It's awesome. So between the excellent story and character growth on top of the gameplay being solid with her, I really overall love her as a companion. And she will always probably be my favorite unless a game comes along and somehow tops that, which I guess God of War could in the second game. I guess we'll see. But for now, Ellie is my number one companion in video games. I really hope you guys like this list. There's a lot of companions in video games. Now, like I said, I didn't include RPGs because otherwise characters like Garrus and many Final Fantasy sidecasts would be on here. But I feel like that's a totally separate list for RPGs. Like, I can make a list of the best parties in RPGs, and I might just do that if you guys want to see that. I would love to do that, actually. So let me know. But if not, I would love to see your list of your favorite companions on here. You can also list your worst. I might do a list on that because there are some terrible ones. Ashley. But I hope you guys enjoy. Hit that like button. You know, I love that. Give me some comments. Tell me what your favorite are. And, you know, if you want to share this, that's always awesome. I hope you guys have a good day, and see you later.
And then Sam.
None of that is on you.
Oh, you don't understand.
I struggled for a long time with surviving. And you, no matter what, you keep finding something to fight for.